Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Mr. B, and this is...
Anna,
How are you doing today, Anna?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. I'm so excited for today's episode because we're talking about something everyone does all the time.
That's right. We're talking about how to tell people about your day, your weekend, or things you did in the past. You know, when someone asks you on Monday, "Hey, how was your weekend?" and you just freeze like a robot.
Oh my gosh, yes, that's so relatable. That's literally me every Monday at work. Before we jump in though, we really want to ask you guys for something quick. If you're enjoying this podcast and learning something, please hit that like button. It really helps us.
Yeah, seriously. And subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our episodes. We come out with new content all the time about speaking English naturally.
And hey, leave a comment below. Tell us what you did last weekend. We read all the comments and it's so cool to see you guys practicing. Plus, we might laugh at your funny stories. No pressure.
Okay, enough begging. Let's get into it. So, Anna, tell me, what's the hardest thing about talking about the past for English learners?
You know what? I think it's two things. First, they worry about getting the verb tense wrong. Like, they're so scared they're going to say something and everyone will judge them.
Oh, that's so true. I see people literally sweating when they talk about past tense.
Right? And second, they don't know what words to use to start the conversation or to connect their ideas. So they just stand there with their mouth open like they don't know what to say.
That's so accurate. So let's start with something super basic. How do you even begin to tell someone about something you did?
Great question. So let's say it's Monday morning and someone asks you, "How was your weekend?" Instead of just saying yes or no, you want to give them a full answer. You could say something like, "Oh, it was really nice. I did some fun things."
Okay, so you're setting the scene. You're telling them the general feeling first.
Exactly. You're not jumping right into every tiny detail. You're giving them a preview, like a trailer for a movie. Then you can add more details. You could say, "I went to the park with my friends on Saturday."
And there's the past tense verb. You used went instead of go. Why is that important?
Because when we talk about something that already happened, we need to change the verb. And here's the thing. English has two types of past tense verbs, regular verbs and irregular verbs.
Okay, those sound scary. What's the difference?
It's actually pretty simple. A regular verb is easy. You just add ed to the end. Like, I watched a movie. Watch becomes watched. I listened to music. Listen becomes listened. I cooked dinner. Cook becomes cooked.
Okay, that's simple. So basically, if you know the present verb, you just add ed?
Exactly. Well, mostly. Sometimes there are small spelling changes, but the idea is the same. You're adding ed.
Okay, got it. But you mentioned irregular verbs. Those are the tricky ones, right?
Oh, yes, they are. They don't follow the pattern. They just do their own thing. Go becomes went, not goed. Eat becomes ate, not eated. See becomes saw, not sawed.
Some people actually say those wrong things. I've heard people say I goed before.
I see it all the time. But here's the good news. There are only about 20 or 30 common ones that you really need to know, like go, went, eat, ate, see, saw, do, did, make, made, get, got, have, had. That's it.
Just those? That's like not that many at all.
Right. And these are verbs you use every single day. You're going places, you're eating food, you're seeing things. You've got this.
I like your confidence. Okay, so someone asks you, "What did you do yesterday?" How do you answer that?
So I would say something like, "Yesterday was a busy day. I woke up early, had breakfast with my family, and then I went to work."
Okay, break that down for me. What verbs are you using there?
So I used woke up, which is the past tense of wake up. That's irregular. Then I used had, which is the past tense of have, also irregular. And then I used went, which is the past tense of go, all irregular verbs.
So these are like the most important verbs everyone uses?
All the time. Everyone wakes up, has food, and goes places. Those verbs are essential.
Right. So if someone's listening and they want to tell their own story, what's a simple way to start?
I would say start with when, like yesterday I, or last weekend I, or last night I. This helps set the time, and it's a natural way to begin.
Okay. And then you give one or two things you did?
Yes, don't try to tell your whole life story. Just pick 2 or 3 things. Like, last night, I watched television and I called my friend. Simple, clear, and you're using past tense verbs correctly.
Nice. So let's give our listeners some more examples with regular verbs. Tell me about a day using mostly regular verbs.
Okay, so this morning I woke up at 7 o'clock, I brushed my teeth, and I washed my face. Then I dressed and I looked in the mirror.
Perfect. So there's brushed, washed, dressed, and looked. All regular verbs with that ed ending.
Right. And I could keep going. I cooked breakfast. I ate eggs and toast. Then I walked to the train station.
So walked is past tense of walk. Cooked is past tense of cook. These are all regular. What if you want to say you did something but you don't want to give all these tiny details?
Great point. You can group things together. You could say, this morning I got ready and then I went to work. You're combining multiple actions into one sentence, and the listener gets the idea without all the boring details.
That's so practical because in real conversation, people don't always give every single detail, right?
Exactly. You're hitting the highlights. It's like telling a story, not reading a report.
Okay, so let's talk about the weekend because that's something people talk about a lot. Give me a full weekend story. Use a mix of regular and irregular verbs.
Okay, so on Saturday morning, I woke up late. I didn't have to work, so I relaxed at home, I made coffee, and I read a book. Then my friends called me, and we decided to go to lunch.
Wait, you said didn't have to work. That's negative past tense. Can you explain that?
Oh, great catch. So when you want to say something didn't happen in the past, you use didn't plus the base verb. So it's I didn't work, not I didn't worked. The verb stays the same.
That's really important because people mess that up a lot.
They do. They say I didn't went when it should be I didn't go. But anyway, continuing my story. We went to this restaurant we really like. We ordered burgers and fries. I had the best burger, honestly.
There's ordered, went, and had. So you're mixing regular and irregular verbs.
Right. And then after lunch, we walked around the shopping area and I bought a new jacket.
So bought is the past tense of buy, which is irregular. That's an important one because people buy things all the time.
Definitely. Then on Sunday, I stayed home. I cleaned my apartment, which took a long time. I washed dishes, I vacuumed, I organized my closet. Very productive day.
That's a good example because you showed that you can say what you did on different days in the same story. Saturday and Sunday are different.
Exactly. When you tell a longer story, you separate it by days or times. Like Saturday morning, I did this. Saturday afternoon, I did that. Sunday, I did something else.
That makes it really clear for the listener. Okay, let me ask you something. What if you're telling a story and you want to say you did something and then something else happened?
Oh, like connecting ideas together?
Yeah, like showing cause and effect.
There are some really useful words for that. You can say so, like, I was hungry, so I made a sandwich. Or you can say because, like, I made a sandwich because I was hungry.
What about if you want to say two things happened one after the other?
You can use and then or after that, like I made a sandwich and then I watched a movie. Or I made a sandwich, after that, I sat on the couch. These connecting words make your story flow better and it's more interesting to listen to.
That's so helpful. So you're building a narrative, not just listing events.
Exactly. You're telling a story that makes sense and that people can actually follow and enjoy.
Perfect. Okay, let's talk about questions because people also need to ask questions about what other people did. How do you ask someone what they did?
So, the most basic question is, what did you do yesterday? Or, what did you do last weekend? Pretty straightforward.
And how do you answer that?
Well, you just say what you did. Like, I went to the movies. Or, I stayed home and read a book. Just tell them what happened.
What if someone asks you more specific questions like, did you have a good time?
Then you can answer with, yes, I did. Or, no, I didn't. Or you can be more detailed and say, yes, it was amazing. I had so much fun. Or, no, it was kind of boring, actually.
So you're using did in the question and you're using did in the short answer.
Right. The question is, did you have fun? And the answer is, yes, I did have fun. Or you can shorten it to, yes, I did.
Okay, I think our listeners are getting a really good picture of how this works. Anna, what's your best tip for someone who's practicing this?
My number one tip is to practice with a friend or a language partner. Tell them about your day, your weekend, something you did last week. Even if you make mistakes, they'll understand you. And that's what matters most.
And the mistakes help you learn, right?
Absolutely. If you say something wrong, your friend can correct you gently, and then you remember it next time. Building confidence is a journey, not something that happens overnight.
I like that. What about listening? How do people get better at listening to English in the past tense?
Listen to podcasts or watch videos where people talk about their experiences. Try to catch the verbs. Notice which ones are regular and which ones are irregular. Over time, you'll start to recognize the patterns and it'll feel natural.
And you don't need anything fancy to do that. Just listen and pay attention.
Exactly. You could listen while you're cooking, while you're exercising, while you're commuting. Make it part of your day. Immerse yourself in the language. That's where the real learning happens.
I love that advice. Okay, so before we wrap up, let me give our listeners some super useful sentences they can use right now. Can you give me some examples?
Absolutely. I woke up early and I went for a walk. I watched a really good movie yesterday. Last weekend, I visited my family. I cooked dinner and it was delicious. I had coffee with my friend and we talked for hours.
Those are all great because they're simple, they're natural, and they use the past tense correctly.
And here's the thing, once you know these basic sentences, you can change the details. Instead of, I went for a walk, you could say, I went to the gym. Instead of, I visited my family, you could say, I visited a museum.
So you're building a template in your head.
Exactly. You memorize the structure, and then you fill in the blanks with your own information.
That's such a smart way to learn. All right, Anna, I think we've covered a lot today. Any final thoughts?
Just remember, everyone makes mistakes when they're learning a language. Even people who have spoken English for 20 years make mistakes. So don't be shy. Talk about your day, talk about your weekend, tell stories. That's how you get better.
And have fun with it. You know, some of the best memories are from everyday activities. You went to the park, you ate something yummy, you watched a movie. These are things people want to hear about.
So true. Don't think it has to be something crazy or exciting. Everyday life is interesting.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you enjoyed it, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment below. Tell us what you did last weekend.
Yes, and let us know what topic you want us to cover next. We read every single comment, and your feedback really helps us make better episodes. We're always looking for ideas from you.
See you in the next episode.
Thanks for listening.